Have you ever felt like you're still living, but something inside you has quietly broken? You smile, you show up, you answer texts, you keep going because that's what you're supposed to do. But deep down, you're just trying to keep anyone from noticing how tired you really are. There are nights you can't sleep, not because you're restless, but because the loneliness has seeped so deep it no longer even needs words. If you've been living through days like that, please know this: you are not broken, you are not weak. You are simply remembering something your soul has forgotten for too long, that you were already enough, that you were never abandoned, that there's a part of you still whole, still waiting for you to come home. When was the last time you asked yourself, who am I really? Am I just these unpaid bills? These mistakes I can't forgive myself for? These dreams I keep putting off? Eckhart Tolle once said he reached the point where he could no longer live with himself. And in that moment he realized, if he couldn't live with himself, then there must be more than one self in there. That single realization opened a doorway to peace. Rupert Spira calls it the gentlest question in the world. Am I aware? It's not a technique. It's a hand reaching out in the dark, guiding you toward the place where fear cannot touch you. Neuroscientists have discovered something remarkable. When you pause, even for a few seconds, and simply notice your thoughts, your nervous system begins to calm. Your heart slows down. The part of your brain that creates anxiety, the default mode network, starts to quiet. In those few moments of awareness, your mind gets to breathe again. Your heart finds its natural rhythm. It's not philosophy. It's the science of gentleness. Maybe right now you still have bills to pay, responsibilities you can't walk away from, people who depend on you, and you keep pushing forward, even when no one sees the weight you carry. But even in the middle of that noise, there's a quiet place inside you. A place where you can finally exhale, cry without shame, and remember that you are more than everything happening around you. Actor Jim Carrey once said, "I wish everyone could become rich and famous, so they could see that it's not the answer." Because the real answer isn't in holding on tighter. It's in letting go and coming home to yourself. The greatest crisis in life isn't losing your job or your relationship or your sense of direction. The greatest crisis is forgetting who you truly are. We mistake our thoughts for who we are. We live as their prisoners, chasing, fearing, performing. But the moment you whisper, "I am not my thoughts," Or, am I aware? It's like someone opens the door of a dark room. Light floods in. Your chest opens. You breathe again. And you realize you were never broken. You were never too late. You were never unworthy. You don't need to become perfect to find peace. The peace has been here, quietly waiting, all along. Right now, before this video ends, I invite you to pause. Gently close your eyes. Place a hand on your heart and whisper, I am not my thoughts. Then softly ask, am I aware? Let your breath guide you home. Let your heart remember there's a life that has never left you, a love that has never disappeared. It's still here, inside you, waiting for you to notice. If these words touched something in you, please remember you are not alone. And if you can, share this message, because somewhere out there, someone else is quietly fighting the same storm. And sometimes, one gentle reminder is all it takes to save a soul.